You realize someone was discussing, uncloned well, look at this, at one point you got to go into all-out attack mode, regardless of what the results are. You can't simply pause for a minute. And take it since the second when Jamie Foxx posted his hotly anticipated video message by means of his Instagram. It seems like the virtual entertainment loaded up with considerably greater hypotheses and debates encompassing the entertainer, state, and conventional individuals, as well as certain superstars, smelled something off-putting in the story. Unbelievable West Coast rapper and entertainer, Ice 3D Shape, is one of those individuals who actually feel a little unsure about the entire episode with Jamie. And he shared his own thoughts concerning the entertainer's message and his kids about cloning, only sort of figuring out how things were playing out and going through and residing through and catching wind of hey everybody. And welcome back to Cherish Life channel. Since Jamie Foxx arrived on an emergency clinic bed, there have been wild theories about his state. And when the entertainer at last tended to his fans, by and by it was normal that this video would quiet every one of the reports about Jamie being visually impaired, deadened, or even no longer with us. And as Fox referenced in his 3-minute-long explanation, he really went through some serious hardship in the beyond couple of months anyway. The disputable and wild speculations started surrounding significantly more after the entertainer's proclamation, and certain individuals even recommended Jamie had to join the famous Guardians Club to remain alive. And these claims are additionally affirmed by individuals who realized Jamie well. And one of the primary prominent celebs who transparently discussed that was Amazing Ice 3D Square recently. The rapper previously went determined to uncover all malicious in the business. And it appears as though he won't stop. I will go converse with everyone, receive my message out to individuals. Presently Ice Block feels that Jamie Foxx joined the positions of Hollywood elites and watchmen, in light of the fact that in his assertion, he made a ton of paranoid fears sound wild as Ice suspects. Fox started demonstrating his steadfastness with poking fun at his cloning. And truly it sounded very credible, thinking about that Jamie himself admitted how he's had to deal with the hardest period in his life. I couldn't start to let you know how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I figured I could never at any point go through. It's difficult to know every bit of relevant information of how had been treated the entertainer, since his family was keeping this matter hidden for long 3 months. And whenever the crowd first got a brief look at Jamie in tissue was during his boat ride in Chicago recently. Music. While certain individuals were past glad to see him getting along admirably and recuperating, many fans communicated their questions whether this individual on a boat was genuine. Jamie Foxx. And as per Ice, solid shape things are getting truly extreme. And as per Ice Block, things are getting truly extraordinary. And the elites are attempting to take care of the crowd with lies, as they typically do. And since the rapper accepts that reality is extreme power, when reality comes around, every one of the untruths need to quickly get away. He is more than anxious to impart truth to whatever number individuals as would be prudent, and to let them know how the guards wipe out big names they can't handle and supplant them with loyal mannequins utilizing simulated intelligence to duplicate the craftsmen's voices during a new meeting. Ice, leaving nothing on the table, while destroying the utilization of computerized reasoning in music. And presently, as per him, it's one thing when it is being utilized to mimic Jamie's voice, yet it's much more horrendous now that the entertainer is demolishing the consequences of informants' work by his jokes. Look at this joking on not clone man yet, as the rapper said. It said to see Jamie selling out his standards and join the positions of obscure and vile figures in light of the fact that the entertainer has a colossal fan base and may impact the assessments of thousands of fans, as Ice 3D Shape accepts there are fewer and fewer individuals who are not getting into Watchmen rhythm. And he, at the end of the day, is a very rare example. Legit celebs who are not the piece of this devilish club, but rather you might not have understood that I'm not piece of the club as Ice Shape, naturally suspects the business leads are obsessed with overseeing VIPs. And they won't stop until they have impact over each part by dangers or payoff now, with the gossip proposing that Jamie Foxx is someone else who succumbed to wild and terrible rounds of the stage ice 3D shape, says that the entertainer had been on their hit list for quite a while. And presently, they are at last got him the re-entertainer had the most ridiculously awful experience behind the medical clinic walls. And as his admitted in his video, eventually he didn't think he planned to make it up. I went through something that I figured I could never at any point go through. Many devotees of Jamie anticipated that the entertainer should give more slopes of his unexpected problem. And evidently, they were a piece disheartened to figure out that there were no allegations and disclosures about individuals who could have been behind James' hospitalization. Fox showed up on the video in his typical bright temperament, saying that he's honored to have his family around, and he was anticipating return to work, kept it water/airproof, did not let anything out. They safeguarded me, and that is the very thing that I trusted that everybody could have an ice block. Thinks it was an exceptionally obscure assertion to make, thinking about what the entertainer had to deal with and what sort of reports were circling about James being harmed on the set. The rapper accepts that Fox is currently a piece of this infamous club, and he had to join the business elites. With regards to fans, the conclusions vary as expected, as one individual remarked Jamie Foxx appears to be unique, yet could be a result of his new clinical trial. So I'm not persuaded they cloned him yet. And another client has his own view on the circumstance. It's not James. The clone has a lot lighter complexion, longer face, different hairline and ears. How moronic can individuals be to not see this? And where you stand, folks, let me in on in the remarks presently. Back to this story and Jamie's obscure video message that left ice 3D shape smoldering with outrage, as the entertainer presently expresses he's on the way to recuperation and can hardly hold on to return to work anyway. His made one enormous clue that permitted ice shape and the multitude of Jamie's fans to believe that there's more going on when an unexpected problem. The entertainer offered his thanks for his girl Corinne for keeping everything hidden and not permitting a lot of data to be spilled. They kept it sealed shut. They didn't not let anything out. They safeguarded me. And that is the thing I trust that everybody could have in minutes like these. Obviously, the vast majority of high-profile VIPs made it a point to their satisfaction. Under Jamie's post on Instagram, they filled the editorial segment with encouraging statements and backing Dwayne Johnson, Viola Davis, Will Smith, Justin Timberlake, Chance the Rapper, and numerous different companions of Fox sent their affection to the Oscar champ after he shared a video update with his Instagram supporters, with Will Smith composing almond, who is trimming onions, and Dwayne Johnson promising to give the entertainer a warm embrace, saying, "I will loving squeeze the F out of you when I see you again." Then again, there was one individual who remained dubiously quiet, and in the event that not sharing the delight of getting Jamie Foxx with the others, and taking into account Iceblock's past assertions about the Guardians elites, the rapper still in